What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at United Healthcare. UNH is the ticker symbol. So we're currently sitting at 271.49. It did pump up 10% after hours to 299. We have a long-term trend established all the way back from 07, 08. Absolute insane trend all the way out till pretty much July 2024. So a 16-year trend to the upside. Each candle here is 3 months. So this is a very, very powerful chart right here. 3-month chart is insanely strong. You can see this is all the way back from 85 here, or 84. There's not many candles. So anything you see here, I would say is probably the most powerful chart that you could possibly have. And honestly, I think we're in a pretty solid position for a buy, not financial advice. The reason I'm saying this is because United Healthcare is pretty much one of the most established companies out there that you could find, paying a solid dividend of 3.13%, and you're going to get some good growth. It's a pretty much no-brain buy, in my opinion. They're not going anywhere, and they're going to continue to grow, and people need healthcare. So when you take a look at the opportunity right now, so we've seen an 84% drop in 86, 87 around that time. And then in the 90s, you can see that we saw a drop of around 55%. And then 08, great financial crisis, we saw a drop of around 76 or 77%. So we've really only had 3 major drops. We have one here, one here, one here. So you can see in the mid to late 80s, mid to late 90s, so you're talking about 10-year period, and then about another 10-year period, roughly maybe 7 to 10 year period, and then all the way from 08 to 2025, roughly. You're talking about 16 to 17 years, and we have a drop now of roughly, we hit 61%. For me, this is an absolute buy. I think this is one of those opportunities that you can look back and say, wow, I actually got to buy United Healthcare at 270. So in, I don't know, 5-10 years, you're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I actually got in on that dip. Because we don't see them that often. Like I said, there's been 1, 2, and this one was really like a bull flag. So this could be a great opportunity to hop in. Like I said, not financial advice. When you take a look here on the SMAs, this is a 3-month chart. So we fell underneath our 20. And now we're actually finding a little bit of support off of our 50. We still have a month and 16 days left, so we'll see if we can bounce off of this, or if we hold, or we fall underneath, get a retest, and continue on down. If we continue on down, it's going to be even more of a buying opportunity, in my opinion. I hope it drops even further. That would be perfect, because that's more of an opportunity to hop in and get it for a cheaper price. And when you look at the 8 EMA for the 3-month, you can see that we fell underneath it very sharply. We'll see if we get a retest or if we can continue that move down. But honestly, the lower this thing stays, the better for me. I'll just continue to accumulate while I can. I think this is one of those no-brain buys that you'll be looking at in the future saying, man, I wish I would have got this. So when you look at the 8 moving average on the 3-month, you can see we don't really have too many opportunities underneath this moving average. So you can see as we're riding up, we're holding above this from 89 all the way to 94. We fall underneath it temporarily. We come back under very, very short periods. They're not very long. And we spend most of our time riding above it and holding that level of support. So when you get these opportunities, when it falls underneath, you have to take advantage of it, not financial advice. Look, we don't spend too many, months or years underneath it. So if you can accumulate as much as possible in this time period, you'll thank yourself in the future for sure. No doubt about that. And when we look at the monthly SMAs, you can see that we're actually running into our 200 relatively soon. If we make it all the way down to 210, we'll see if we make that move. That would put us all the way down to a 66% drop. We've hit 61%. So that would be a great opportunity. And our 20 is pushing down on our 50. Last time we saw the 20 break down on the 50, you can see that's when we had our great financial crisis, and that's where we fell roughly 74%, which is an absolute steal. So if we could fall 74%, I would be extremely happy because I would be buying and throwing a bunch of money at that, as much as I could possibly do. And on the weekly, they're all just pretty much bearish at the moment. But for a stock like this, I feel like looking at the monthly and the 3-month are probably going to be the more important ones, as you need a long-term outlook on these, and you need to give these time. These need time to like kind of cook up and make some good money. So you can actually look here, which is pretty insane because this is the 3-month on the RSI. Look at where we normally land. We land around 47 and we get our bounce up. We fell down to 39 and we got our bounce in 08, 09. And that's currently where we're sitting right now. We're sitting at 39 again. So we're ideally practically in the same spot that we were in the 08, 09 crash. I think this is an insane opportunity. And when you look at the monthly, you can actually see that we made it to the exact same level. 31 right now, slightly lower in the 08, 09 period. But I mean, we're practically in oversold territory on a well-established company that pays a 3.13% dividend. So I mean, I don't know. This is probably one of the best plays that you're going to see, in my opinion, in a while. So there's a couple that you can find out there that are on sale that are solid companies like this, but there's not very many. And you can see here on the weekly, we're actually sitting at, we made it all the way down to 24, and now we're at 33 or so. So we'll see if this thing can ramp back up, but I truly believe it will with time. I think this is going to be something that you want to hold for 5, 10 years. Honestly, you probably want to hold this for the rest of your life. I think it's one of those kind of companies, in my opinion. And we've only seen the red flip a couple times as well. We've seen it one time here, two, I wouldn't even count this one. So one and really two right here. This is a very, very tiny one. So look how bearish this was right here. That volume's insane. So I think that flip back is going to be incredible, and the momentum is going to be crazy to the upside while getting paid a dividend. And they continue to increase their dividend. Some sources say that they've increased their dividend for 34 years, and other ones have said 16. But if we go with 16 years, that's still insane, where they've increased their dividend 16 years in a row. And you can see this red flip here as well. So I do think this will rebound incredibly strong. I think this should be a pretty solid buy for the next 5, 10, 15 years. Not financial advice, of course, but I think if you can take advantage of these dips while they come, you won't be mad at yourself in 5, 10, 15 years, because these are maybe a couple times in a lifetime opportunities to really get a well-established company at such a discount. I mean, this thing's well known everywhere. All these companies use it, whether it's a government job or whatever, when they're providing healthcare to their employees. I even have United Health through my employer. So, I mean, there's just so many people using this company and their services that I just don't see it going anywhere. And healthcare is always needed, especially here in the US. That's for sure. If you know anything about, the health of everybody and the way food is and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just a no-brain buy. And like I said, a 3% dividend with potential solid growth, it could be insane. And when you look from 09 and you measure it all the way up to this top here, look what that thing did. 4,700%, almost, I would just say 4,800%, while increasing its dividend. I mean, this is a absolute monster. So this thing could be funding your retirement. I would never sell this. Honestly, I would buy this and hold it. No matter what, I would hold it. I would never sell United Healthcare. So that's just my take on it. Like I said, none of this is ever financial advice. You guys do whatever you want with your money, and I'll do whatever I think is best for mine. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoy videos like this. I'll see you guys in the next one.